Happy Black History Month. An important person in the spiritual community for this month is Aunt Caroline Dye. She was born into slavery. However, she captivated and attracted blacks and whites from all over the South for her ability. Her energy tells me that there are not many like her. And even in today's world, there are not many as keen as she. She had people talking, writing, and singing about her abilities as a seer to foretell the future and heal the sick. Aunt Caroline's readings continued to be confirmed almost a decade after her physical passing. But there's still a mystery to Aunt Caroline. Due to the time period, records are very few and some are impossible to determine. A lot of information is also contradicting. Her life of healing and guiding the masses, motherhood, marriage, loss, abundance, slavery, and racism is remarkable and empowering. She tells me many people try to work with her, but not many listen. Her energy is willing to work with me, but I must listen. Please see the description box below. I'll have a blog that I wrote on Miss Dye, and it'll give you some background information and the history that has been reported on her. Also, for details on how you can participate with me in honoring Aunt Dye are also below. Okay, we're going to honor Miss Dye today. I have prepared an offering for her here with just bread and honey. I have some coffee for her. On my altar, I have my tarot cards that I use to connect with my ancestors and my hematite spear that I will be working on doing other readings with. So if you are preparing an altar for Aunt Caroline, just put some of your divination tools or things that you use, or if you don't have any, candle and water is fine, and a picture of her if you'd like. But this is just what my altar for her is looking like. I am going to burn some ancestral money for her. I've already written her name on them. Just sending her money for any karmic debts as a thank you as well. Just an offering and a sacrifice for that. So I'm going to use my candle here. I have a white candle burning for purity and protection, the gray one to kind of neutralize the energy. Any negative energies, kind of keep those out without any. And then the black candle for protection. Sorry, just trying to focus on sending this to her. Caroline Dye. And it is burning that green flame for me. Letting me know that she is receiving it. When we move into the tarot reading, I will be pulling on the energy surrounding certain topics about what's been reported on her, her life, anything that she would have liked to have shared or for people to know, but I won't at any point try to target her directly or say that I'm speaking directly with her. If I feel something strong within the energy, of course I'm going to read it and say what I feel at that point, but I just want to be respectful. This has burned thoroughly and through. I did burn a little bit of sage as well. Now I wanted to go in with my pendulum just to check to make sure we get the clear and the okay to do this reading. I'm going to move the offering for her to the side just so we have space. This is actually my second offering to her. my first offering, I made her some yams and some cornbread and sweet tea, just because I read those were things that, you know, she may would have liked. I think it was okay. I think she enjoyed that a little bit. Not enjoyed it like, but you guys know what offerings do. I think she appreciated the offering. Alright. Just going to do a check. Today is February 19th, 2022. It's telling me yes. I am Latrice, the Aries knowing. I don't know if that was a good question. I'm just checking. I'm not the mind, I'm not the body. My eyes are the windows to my soul. Please allow me to be the channel. Please remove all internal and external energy. Do I have permission to do a tarot reading and connect with the energy of Aunt Caroline Dye? I feel like I might be getting a try again. Okay. Do I have permission to do a reading on Aunt Caroline Dye? It's giving me a yes. It's just shaking back and forth between that area. Trying to be as steady as possible. I'm going to ask again. Do I have permission to proceed with the tarot reading? Do I have permission to proceed with the tarot reading? Do I have permission to proceed with the tarot reading? I'm not the mind, I'm not the body. My eyes are the windows to my soul. Please allow me to channel. Do I have permission to proceed with the tarot reading on Aunt Caroline Dye? Okay. Do I have permission to proceed with the tarot reading on Aunt Caroline Dye? Do I have permission to proceed with the tarot reading on Aunt Caroline Dye? Okay, we're going to go back in and start. Not the mind, I'm not the body. My eyes are going just to my soul. Please allow me to get the channel. Do I have the permission to do this reading on Caroline Dye? Would her energy like to be left alone? And should I only proceed with a blog? Okay, I feel like I'm getting a will not answer. Would you like for the tarot reading to be completed? Say I'm getting a yes. One more time just to be sure I'm steady. Do I have permission to connect with Aunt Caroline Dye? I'm going to hold it up and give it a moment to get steady. Permission to connect with your energy. Hey guys, so we're back to do the reading. I went and watched it. I feel like I got a yes. I did it a couple times off camera just to make sure that I was in respect to her energy. But then again, this is just going to be a pull around certain situations. I'm not targeting her directly. And I feel like I tried to be as steady as possible. But if I wasn't at the same time, you know, just blame the amateur in me. But we're going to move forward. And all respect to the energy. I'm going to read here at my altar. Not the mind, I'm not the body. My eyes are the windows to my soul. Please allow me to be the channel. Please open me up to the energy of Aunt Caroline Dye. Does her energy like to be channeled or connected by other spiritual workers? She sees a lot of competition that she doesn't want to get involved in. But when it comes into the area of like healing, when she is rejoiced, when she's uplifting to those, I want to say yes only if it's for the purpose of healing. which makes a lot of sense because she is a healer. Now, she does have trouble. Now, I don't want to say that there's trouble with it, which kind of picks up on what I'm getting. Like, she doesn't really like when people try to come to her for help with love or anything. I wouldn't know that they do it, but she feels like people are kind of wishy-washy or has negative energies around them here, that they need to really look out for hope, love, and healing and loving situations, really loving themselves. So if it's for the purpose of healing, yes. If it's not genuine, if it's not consistent, I think that's an issue. But she doesn't like it when people bring burdens to her, come to her only for clarity and truth. And like I was getting, people don't really listen either. So if they don't listen, she doesn't really, don't bother her, don't take the time, don't sit it out. She's about healing here, those who are inspired and passionate, but don't come bring me your burdens. She feels like these are things that people have suffered through for a long time, like people almost enjoy pain. It doesn't matter what you would say to her. She's only going to promote loving yourself and being a healer, being a mother. Her children, I feel, is something that she is protective over. Because I know that she's had some and she's raised many and helped many. But she's letting me know that that's something that she's protective over. In the history of that, she had a daughter named Hannah. They believe that she died before her, and then she had another daughter named Mary, who died of 11 months. Let's go into her birth. I know whether she was born or not in 1843 is questionable. Do you know if you were born in 1843? Or were you born a lot earlier than that? Were you born in 1843? I believe she was. In all honesty, yes. I think she likes that people don't really know, but she feels like people tire themselves out about it. It's about the mystery of her, you know. She's free from that though now. It used to bring her lots of obstacles because she didn't really know. Yeah, it's something that she's healed and released from. It used to disappoint her a little bit not knowing the actual day. Your slave owner, Nancy Reynolds Tracy. What's that relationship like? Very controlling. She didn't give them much. Her husband was controlling too, I hear. Yeah. Okay, she wasn't. Yeah. I almost feel like when her husband died, she was a little bit happy, maybe happy to be separated from him. But I also feel like she didn't have someone to protect her here. There was a lot of burden. She was almost like a depressed person. There was nothing that really thrilled her. Yeah, she was happy when her husband was gone. I think he was unfair to her. Her master, William Tracy, did die a year before Caroline was born. And then they all were then the property of his widow and remained that way until she passed away. How were you treated by your parents and the other slaves with your ability? Ooh, they did not get along. That depressed her. Her parents loved her, I feel. They didn't have like the best relationship. Her mother was sad. Her father wasn't really affectionate. Yeah, they didn't really have love. They just had, you know, the child together. I feel like that was by force. I feel like amongst the other slaves there was a lot of competition and fights about it. Something that pained and that worried her. How did they feel about your gifts? How did they feel about your gifts? They were selfish with it. They would come to her for direction to decide what to do, but then they would go back and forth or not, whether or not they should believe her. But they only came to her for selfish reasons. She was young and she was a child, so she didn't really know. I think they believed her, but they would never really tell her at first. She didn't really know what she was doing or how she was helping them. She was a little naive when she was a child, but her parents protected her though. Her mother was kind of in grief about the life she was going to have because she saw her ability, and she was, I think the father caused some kind of stress too. He didn't really help out. Like, he came by to see them and stuff. I don't even know if he was in the house or if it felt like it was just her and her mother and then him. But she talks about her parents protecting her, but her mother also being depressed, sad. She often thought about like leaving. She didn't think she really had the option to get out of where they were at, like slavery and things. I know she was born into slavery, which I had said that at the beginning. Yeah, she speaks of loss. I think this is when people were separated. Yeah. People who were married, maybe around them, who were separated and are sold. I feel the sense of never getting over that or something. Okay. I believe she told me children were off limits, so we're going to check and just make sure that's what I picked up. I'm going to come see your daughter Hannah. Is there anything you would like to say about her? Was she with you at the time of your passing? Was she there at the time of your passing? I think that she believed that her daughter was still alive. I think she feels like she's lost. Was she sold? Was your daughter Hannah sold? I think so. I think maybe her daughter was sold, so she believes that she was still alive. I see her being very defensive over that here, hoping that her child would maybe come back. I do see that maybe someone came in and took her. I see this causing some kind of stress, but I'm seeing there not being like a need for her here. So she was released and moved on. It shows me that she went on a journey. With this Two of Wands being in reverse, it's like not sure where she went or where I'm going, but looking under that she was away here. Again, with the Traveler card, Page of Cups, this would have happened when she was a child. What about married 11 months? She passed, I believe. I think there's truth in that. I don't know if she really wants. I get something about some kind of neglect here with the Five of Swords. Somebody having maybe a say in certain things. I do see poverty, but recovery, but somebody being in and out. Somebody could be spending the money on doing other things. Caught in the Tower moment, maybe drinking, partying, or going to certain places that left her in constraint. So she may have felt ill. They thought that maybe she would get better. Did you think that she would heal? she wasn't sure. It was heartbreaking, but they almost knew that something like this would happen. Yeah, I think she fell sick, the baby. He passed at 11 months. Okay. So when it comes to Hannah, I don't believe that she passed before her. I believe that she was sold. If my candles go, I'm just going to let them go. I do have my other one back here. But I believe that she was sold because it looks like not knowing where she's at, but knowing that she went away, someone coming in for her, you know, them not finding use for her. Maybe it was a marriage that she did not want because maybe she was married off to another slave. But I feel like this was something that would have happened when she was young. So I think there was definitely some breeding going on here. Okay, so let's move on to her marriage here with Martin Dye. I want to know how she felt about him. I want to know how they felt about how their marriage was, how they felt about her popularity. When did things start taking off? I know it kind of took off when they moved to Newport. One more thing. How did Nancy Reynolds Tracy feel? Nancy Reynolds Tracy feel about her gifts? I know she never called herself a seer. Other people did. I think she believed in it, and it also brought a lot of healing. I know there was a story where she thought that someone had passed away, but Aunt Caroline spoke of them coming back, and they had believed that this person had died during the Civil War. But then he returned back to the family. She did think that there was something devilish about it. She did like to control it for her own benefit here, but it did bring her healing. So she may have kept her a tad bit closer to her, almost like, you know, that was her little, you know, her protection or her sword here. Something that she allowed her to do. She was really focused. I think she had them still doing a lot of work, though, and she was able to enjoy her life a little bit better and kind of move on past certain things that she was unable to release before. I don't think she was still open to them, but it just helped her move forward. She would never tell anybody, you know. Alright, let's go into Martin Dye. What are your feelings for Martin and their marriage? No, he died before Caroline, and before Aunt Caroline in 1907. What are your feelings towards Martin? She wasn't too sure. They had issues within their relationship involving money, and she didn't like to give him too much because she felt like he was greedy and he would just waste it. But she did see like a light in him. There was love for him, but he was in and out. Now there are stories that they raised a lot of children, but some of those children were Martin's and not Aunt Caroline's. And I'm seeing that there is a little bit of him spending money on things, having a love for him, but him always being in and out, not really there, kind of flingish energy there. There was competition, but he was still her husband, so that's how it kind of stayed away from the home. She knew that this was something that he wouldn't stop. Are you all together? Are they together in spirit now? Yes, they have reconnected, but there were still some things I feel that the soul wasn't able to heal from. So she was trying to look to kind of separate from him. Part of her feels torn because she would like to be free and just kind of, you know, not be around his energy. But they did have a happy home despite other things that he was doing. There was stress that he was causing her in that, and a lot of confusion, you know, but a lot of secrets and things they kept amongst each other. She never really told him how bad it hurt her, but he exhausted her. So I think she doesn't wish to be with him like that, to kind of be like, you know what, I'm not focusing on that anymore. I really was the one who kind of overcame, but not wanting to be mean about it. So I do feel like in spirit, you know, their souls are together, but I do think that she would have preferred to have been separate, but only hanging on because of the family they were able to have. There's still love there, still commitment, still a marriage they had to each other despite their disagreements. she felt about her popularity, especially during this time when there was a lot of racism. I know a lot of people wrote songs about her. Some of these songs came out after her death, so I want to be sure if she's aware of that. Here, I want to know what her relationships were like with the artists. But as we go into her popularity, I want to see how she was treated, because she was sought in after whites and blacks. So I want to know if there was a difference too in the clientele. So let's see. How did you feel about the popularity? How did you feel about the popularity? You know, it wasn't what she asked for. There were still people who, you know, talked to her in a negative way. There were certain feelings that she felt for them, because a lot of people, like I said, she just didn't like. They didn't necessarily treat her the best. They came in to get what they wanted from her, and then they left. After that, she was just, they were still over her. They still had superiority over her. I think these would be the white clients. Even some men, you know, could be black men too as well. But they didn't really love or have love for her. You know, she didn't let that bother her. They didn't really care how abundant or successful that she was. She just told them what she saw, you know. But there was really no love there for a lot of the clients here, because she knew that they, you know, wouldn't protect her or respect her or anything. They spoke a lot about her too, but she made a lot of money off of them. I know they stated when she passed away there was $12,000 in her home, and today that equates to over $200,000. So, and she owned a bunch of property. So she made sure she made her money off of them, but she knew that they didn't really care for her, that they were just there for what she could tell them, and she didn't connect with them too much or tell them too much, you know, or tell them how she felt about how they treated her. How did your white clients treat you specifically? Yeah, they weren't that friendly. They still looked down on her, and she knew that. They just came in for what they needed here. Yeah, heavy control here, but they were always in. She had some really good clients here. They would always come back here. They always talked to her like about money. They were wondering how she was doing things. You know, they were a little bit confused about her wealth, but yet they came and gave her. They came to see her. They paid her. They could have done a little bit more. But yeah, again, she knew they didn't really like her. So that's the energy I'm getting. They were just there for what they needed. How were you treated by black clients? How were you treated by black clients? The black clients, I think they came to her with a lot of their problems, so she was like their strength. They like looked to her. They are the ones who spoke a lot about her too and really got the word going here. Helping them make decisions, helping them separate from things they shouldn't. A lot of them did want to, I know they said she won't give love readings, but I'm seeing something here. She kind of made them feel whole again. Did you give love readings to black clients? No, she wouldn't. She would simply tell them to move on. I feel like for the mothers here, she would speak a lot about their healings, because a lot of women were controlled by their men. And she kind of looked down on them about that because they weren't happy. She knew that they were a little bit vengeful. She didn't do love readings, so she did help with their healing. And a lot of them spoke about that, spoke after seeing them. She would tell them things that would kind of bring them out of their grief. So she benefited their lives whether they knew or not. She told them about changes that were coming in. There was a lot of information that she held back on, so that way they could proceed on in the journey and bring those changes within their lives. So she only told them what they needed to know. There was certain information that I feel she did not tell them. Yeah, for that particular purpose and that particular purpose alone. But she did get money from them. But she held back. She held back certain information, especially for the ones that were devious. And I feel that she also told them about it if they had someone around them, like a predator, someone hunting their home, or someone around them doing them dirty. She would let them know things like that here, only for their benefit. But she was, yeah, I think she liked the popularity. And some of this stuff is like, you know, I just do what I do. Even pale white light came in so strong sometimes, you know, it just was what it was. Are you aware that artists wrote songs about you? After your passing, is your energy aware of the popularity that took place after her passing? Yep, she keeps an eye. It's healing to her. You know, I think there was a lot of burdens too that she had in life that people didn't know about. So right now, you know, her energy just kind of went into healing. She liked getting that kind of notoriety that people were celebrating her. I think her energy felt that here. And she just kind of watched. She didn't interact too much because she was in a resting phase. She was only giving to herself. You know, there were still some people who did it just to kind of make money off of her and things of that nature too. So she didn't want to really involve herself with that. But she appreciated that people celebrated her. In a lot of ways, they still brought a lot of their burdens. She still carried some of the burdens from the readings that she did from people. So I feel like she was just cleansing her soul, resting as she was supposed to. But it didn't like, it was good. It was good. She liked to be, you know, celebrated, but she didn't do much more than that. After that, she didn't really want to, you know, connect with the energy. Just focusing on herself. That cycle ended. That cycle in life is now done. I feel the praises, I appreciate it, but I'm not interacting at this time. Her soul was healing. And there are rumors at the time of her death. Like I said, there was $12,000 recovered in her home, but they say that she buried money around Newport, and some of the locals went on scavenger hunts trying to find it. There was rumors that someone did find some of the money that she buried. I just want to see if there's any truth to that. Is there any truth to you burying money around Newport, Arkansas? Burying money. There's some truth to that, but she says no one's ever found it and no one ever will find it. She had a lot of success, and she likes that people continue to talk about her. Yeah, she likes that. But no, and then at the other time, no, I don't think anybody found it. If she did. Is it true? I think there's truth. I think there's truth to that. I don't think anyone will ever find it. Yeah, quit looking. I do feel that, like, at some point, if she did it, there could have been like a thief or somebody. Somebody could have came and got it. If somebody was looking for where, I think she did, but I think there was some thieves too. That's why she had to bury some money, and she didn't want to lose money, especially once business kind of slowed down a little bit. She was worried about somebody saying something. There was money that she was like saving up in case, you know, times got hard. I don't think anybody will ever find it though. I think even the person who spoke about it, I don't think they did. I think she did, but like I said, I don't think anyone will ever find it. But I do feel with that Justice card, there's truth to it. Now, she did predict a fire that was going to take place in Newport. It took place 8 years after Aunt Caroline passed away. I wanted to see if she did predict this, because there are some predictions that people are saying she said that she said she never said that took place before she passed. So I just want to see if she did predict this fire. Did you predict the fire in Newport? 26. Did you predict the great fire in Newport? So I'm getting a yes, but it wasn't anything that she was happy to say. She knew that it was that it would happen, but she didn't get to see it. Like, you know, be physically present for it. I don't know if people really believed her that much. They were too much having a great time. A lot of people attacked her for saying that. They thought she was already slipping or not being honest. You know? Yeah, I don't know if there was a party or something going on, but people were not expecting this to happen. It was sad, and she knew that it was sad, but it brought a lot of people down, but not a lot of people believed her. When it came to that. Sorry, you all can hear my cats. What about the incorrect predictions? Was there any truth that you said those things? The tornado that was coming that never happened, the date and time that was given, is there any truth that Caroline predicted those? Okay, I'm getting a no. I'm getting a no that she didn't. Those are lies. It was something that people could have shared to somebody else at a party, somebody who was bored, that was just kind of spreading a rumor, and everybody kind of ran with it, but it was some kind of control, but there was never any truth to that. And then when I asked if she said that, no, that wouldn't have been anything she would have said. No truth to it. She didn't support it. Were you ever psychically drained? They say her home would fill up with clients, and that she would sell dinners. I do think that there was times where she was drained, where she would like a break, but there would be people who would call on her. I think sometimes the popularity was a little bit too much. But I do feel that somebody was telling her that she had to continue, so this could be her husband. I do see some kind of greed here, worried about losses, needing to kind of make some kind of decision. Yeah, I do see that there were times where, you know, I'm going to say not all the predictions were right, but there were times where she just wasn't focused. She did enjoy what she did for what she was able to purchase with them, the life that she was able to live, but there were times where I felt like she needed a break, but she just said, you know what, I'm going to go and get my money and do it anyway. And again, she has someone encouraging her, telling her, like, you know, we kind of need it. You don't want to lose this. So she go and do her healing, kind of release before she began. There were times where business, I'm sorry. Okay, on camera stop. There was time where business was slow as well, you know. But still, people would still come in. People still ask her for love readings and things of that nature. Okay. Okay, so before I go into the other part about how she wants to be honored and things, I want to see what's the current energy of her spirit. What's the current energy of her spirit? Is she resting peacefully? It's on Caroline resting peacefully. That's mind, not the body. Is she resting peacefully? I think there's still some healing that needs to be done. She's not in a prison or anything of that sort, but there still is soul healing that needs to take place. I do see that, you know, things have kind of changed, you know, her perspective on things, but there's a lot of pain, a lot of maybe karmic debts that she still carries here. I think she was very religious and supported what she believed in here, but there's still some healing. This is probably slavery healing of a time frame, but a lot of pain that she endured. So she's kind of in and out, but definitely still in recovery. Unsure of where her path will be next. How do you want to be honored and remembered? How do you want to be honored? How do you want to be remembered? She doesn't like when people fight over her energy. You know, she was somebody who made a lot of sacrifices for other people and was really chained in life. She didn't have a lot of the opportunities that she should have. Now, I know at the time that she did die, there was a lot of money in the house. She had a couple servants, but there were still a lot of things that she was chained to here in life here. And she doesn't want people fighting over her energy. She wants people to only honor her in truth and in justice, and to understand that she just kind of went into this. Yes, she was very skilled and knowledge, but things just came to her, and she was a mother first, very nurturing to people. And even though she had all those things, there was still some stuff she should have done better with the money. I think she was very giving in some sense, maybe even a little bit materialistic here. But she often gave to people who didn't really truly support her, and I feel like this is her husband. So when you come to her, don't fight over her energy. People have been fighting over her energy and her name for a very long time. If you want to honor and remember her, what offering should be made to you? What offering should be made to you? No liquor. I don't think she really likes liquor. Come to her only in love and for healing here. There are certain disasters that she knows that are coming within the world, so she doesn't want to come to ask for like guidance on that. Like, don't ask her to foretell you anything, or if something dramatic happens in your life, you go to her for like financial gains. Like, don't come to her for money. And I noticed this when I looked at her tombstone. I didn't see a lot of offerings. Sometimes you can see coins and things on people's tombstone, and I know people go out and take pictures, but there weren't a lot of offerings. And I saw one with the flowers, so it's like, don't come to me to ask for help with your money. Love, issues from the past, things that you've been suffering with from childhood. Come to her only for healing and love, not when things go wrong and when you need money. Make offerings to her, you know. There's a lot of emotional confusion, and people don't really know what they want from her. They can't make a decision. Don't come to her asking her to do those things for you, but you can honor her. You know, you can come to her in love for healing, you know, healing her energy here. Don't come to her for selfish reasons. Healing, yes. Humbleness, yes. Happiness, yes. Money, no. That's what I'm thinking. Ace of Pentacles slipped out to me in the reverse. And what is something you like to educate? Spiritual workers, the collective. What is something you like to educate the collective on when it comes to spirituality? That you have to take care of yourself first. There's a lot of depression out here, and there's some no's that need to be taking place. There's a lot of yeses that people have been saying that puts them in this position because they like the energy. They like to feel like life is going and moving. But these are things that definitely kind of wear away at people here, I feel. There's a sense that people kind of need to move forward. It's almost like people are being tricked by someone. Very immature energy here. Yeah, especially when it comes to love, dealing with immature energies, where you can clearly kind of move forward and passing it on it, but you deal with that immaturity, that childlike mind. You're letting them come in and drain your energy and take so much from you, and they're not love situations, and you need to listen to the truth here instead of staying in conflict over this relationship about why it's not working out. Have some security and make a decision to move forward. Some security. Be secure in yourself and make a decision to kind of move forward in your life and to choose yourself. That's what she's saying. Focus in on self. Take care of yourself. Build for yourself. Make decisions for yourself instead of staying in conflict and getting caught up looking for a place to give love to when there are deceptive energies around you here. Mind games being played. And I know she didn't give love readings, so I think what she's saying is to separate yourself from people who are after you here, but they could be a male energy here, and focus on self. Preparing and building yourself, your own wealth, knowledge, education. And I think that's what she was about, because even though she could not read and she could not write, so it is reported, she did have a lot of real estate at the time of her death. She owned 4 farms. How did you become aware of your abilities? I don't know. She could have been very young. She could have been like 2 years old. She didn't know what it was. She had a choice to make. She could have chosen not to open up or awake her abilities, but I think it just sort of kind of hit her. She hit some kind of awakening. I think she saw trauma. I think she either saw somebody be killed or saw somebody be punished here. I feel like this would have been a slave. I feel that's what she saw. She did see, I think this is what I'm getting, she did see the race moving forward and it not always being like that. But I think she saw something traumatic at the age of 2, and it happened, she had an awakening. It was a decision that she wasn't sure to kind of, you know, like open up your eyesight or close it and turn away from it. And I think she chose to open up to it, and it was triggered by something traumatic. I think she knew that she wouldn't be around, that a lot of the work that she did she wouldn't necessarily see. And that was something that she didn't understand. Yeah, I feel heavy power, heavy restriction, abuse of power around her that kind of took place. I think somebody wasn't working. Somebody was wasting time or whatever and didn't really do what they were told. Acting a tad bit childish, and because there was so much that could have been wasted, you know, for maybe the master or the slave owner, I do think I'm getting that somebody was chastised. And the mother could not help. Maybe they were playing and it slipped. Somebody wasn't checking on them, but when they came back, they saw it, and I guess they felt like somebody knew better. The mother kind of knew better too, but she was letting them play. And because you could not learn it or fix this situation, that's kind of what happened. I think somebody even was not only heavily worried, but somebody could have been locked up or put somewhere here, tied up or something somewhere. A lot of people were angry. They're fighting. Oh my gosh, I see so much there. Stuff that she didn't really understand. But I felt like she could have sensed that it was going to happen and didn't say anything. I do think she was younger. There was a lot of things that she would have sensed that she didn't say anything about. But I think that's what triggered it. She was very young, maybe 2, when she made the decision. And I know they said she was aware of it at an early age and was predicting things, but I think it kind of came in her eyes, her seer, her intuition and things was going when she was 2. Do you have any kin or any lineage? Is your ancestral line still on this earth? You still have ancestors here on this earth. It's possible. I do think that it's kept quiet though, and they may not know as well. She might feel like they'll use her name for some kind of selfish reasons to try to pick them up out of life or whatever. It'll make them more confident, but she does kind of protect their energy. I feel almost as if they're hidden. There's a tad bit of greed in here, not wanting people to make money off of her name, but she says that they live a good and a well life and they're very blessed here. Certain chains have been broken, you know. I feel like some people don't have a lot of history on their family, but they're guided by them whenever they go through something stressful within their life. She comes in and brings them blessings and helps them through it. So she's very active with her lineage. I do think she still has people here. However, she does protect them, their line, especially for the people she took care of, any that would have came off of her. Tell me something about your servants. More so she wouldn't feel lonely. She had them around and they helped her with things financial. I feel like she helped them too at the same time. She was definitely a boss, and but she wasn't disrespectful. She treated them in a very loving way here. They were in awe of her because of her abilities here. It was a little bit unnatural. It confused people because it was unnatural for, you know, someone black at that time to have servants. But then they just assumed that she was working for her because of all the people that she had in the house. Like I said, she sold dinner, so they assumed that she was working for her, but they didn't like to see that. But she was a seer, so they said, you know, she's successful, and maybe that's why. But something about that was improper, and a lot of people were confused about that. There was talks about that here, but she treated them good. She was kind to them. You know, she didn't care about those who didn't think that she should have them. I feel like there was, and I know she did take care of the mentally ill, but even though they were mentally ill, she knew that they were inclined. She knew that they were special, or they wouldn't have certain type of opportunities. So she offered them. They were always very polite to other people, and they were happy in life, but they felt a certain kind of way. Yeah, some of them didn't like the control, but they supported her. Let me see. Oh, her kin, her lineage. Sorry if this is all over the place. Your lineage here today. Okay. Do they carry some of your abilities? Do they carry some of your abilities? Because they follow so well. They know that they have insight, but it's not something that they like to participate in. They do deal with some financial struggles or certain things that I feel like they don't want to be outcasted by their gifts. They don't really have faith in it. Yeah, they do kind of go through things, but they're smart. They're smart. They're educated. But I don't think this. I think they kind of use it to their benefit. Is what I'm getting. They're very open to it, but they do use it to their benefits, especially when they're going through grief about things or to settle grief with people that they know around them. They have this type of insight, but they do take the gain in knowing that they know certain things, you know, even heartbreaking things. But they stand up for themselves here. Yeah, they have a knowing. They don't use it all the time, just when they need to. They can always tell when people are leaving. People are going through things, or if they're worried about something, they can reassure them. And they like knowing that, yep, I knew that was going to happen. I can see that. So they're a little honorary in it. But they do have burdens. They are stressed out about some things. I see some certain kind of pains. I do see certain money issues that they have. Okay. Anything else you'd like to share? What was your relationship like with some of the artists that wrote songs about you? W.C. Handy. Johnny Temple. Johnny Temple. Okay. Alright. Memphis Champion. I do feel like with W.C. Handy, that was it was a financial, you know, I think it was a money thing for him. I think he also did come by and see her at some point, possibly. They didn't have a close connection, but she did tell him that things are going to be coming his way, fame and fortune and stuff. And he came to see her often because he did actually get some of the things that he said that just she told him she would if he saw her. I'm getting that he did come see her, and he did do very well. When it comes to, I think this is Johnny Temple here. I think yes, she did see him. I think she may have known him when he was younger, or they have known each other when they were a tad bit younger, but they didn't really speak a lot on it. She knew he would have good fortune. You know, he would often come to her when she was unable to make certain decisions, or when he was getting ready to make a decision, he would go and see her. You know, when he needed some clarity, there were certain things she would just lead him around it. She wouldn't tell him or nurture him, and he didn't want to be nurtured here. But yeah, I'm getting strong energy that they knew each other when they were children. I think he may have had a father or somebody who was disappointed. He could have been disappointed about something, depressed about something. I don't want to say he liked her or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, she knew he would have a good life. if he was married, wife, being able to be stable and take care of her. She lived a good life, so there was a good amount of money he was able to make as well. Now I do think that at some point he could have had some kind of legal troubles, you know, that he stood up for himself for, and I feel like he was right, and whatever it was he was saying, but someone else got the victory and it was a loss for him. When it comes to the Memphis Jug Band, I don't know if they ever really knew him. Yeah, they could have gone about financial struggles. They were having issues too with, I know they were doing music, but contract issues, you know, they were waiting to come in on. I don't know if she was able to tell them that they were coming in very quickly here, but they were able to recover at some point, even though it was difficult for them. Yeah, during the time frame, somebody got away from them. So there wasn't healing she was able to promise them. Especially this could have been like when it comes to their career. They could have had contractual issues. At that time, white men being over those areas, I see them coming and taking things from them, using the fact that they didn't know a lot against them and stealing from them bad contracts. They did heal and recover and kind of get out of that, but there was a lot of change to their success, I feel, that really drained them, caused them stress for a lot of years and burdens. There was some money they were able to have, but I don't think they were able to, I feel like they held on to a lot of items because they were going to need them. Yeah, still able to live a good life though, you know, kind of continue on, I feel, in some sort of way. Never really getting closure from that. So those are the relationships with the artists that have kind of reached out to her and that have kind of written songs about her. They have, you know, they are gone. Some of them did die. Some pretty painful deaths here. But she's kind of made the decision to kind of move on and heal from this life. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out this reading. I think that was good energy. I'm going to listen to it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Happy Black History Month. I just kind of wanted to honor her, let you all know a little bit more about her. When I was meditating with her and just kind of looking at her, I just kept saying mother, you know. So it was very important to me that I got this done for you all, and I hope you all enjoy it. Hey guys, so I forgot to mention in the video that I did notice that in some of the pictures of Aunt Caroline Dye's tombstone, the tombstone's kind of tilted forward or like to the side or whatnot, and that was as of 2018. I think that picture I saw was on like the find a grave site or whatever.com, something like that. So I did reach out to a monumental company in Bradford, Arkansas. They're going to go out and look at the condition of her tombstone, and then if it does still need to be adjusted, they will reach out to me with a quote, and I am going to be covering the cost to get it adjusted. If anybody would like to participate in honoring her with me and sending a donation, you can send it to my Cashapp or to my Paypal and just put in the notes section Aunt Caroline Dye. Once I do receive that quote, I will make it available, but don't feel obligated to do so. I'm going to cover it either way. That's my way of honoring her, connecting with her, thanking her for lending her energy, and just for, you know, trying to do her some justice and give her a good reading and really offer to her. So that's all I want to say. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all enjoy the video of me honoring her, and anything that you all need below or any other suggestions for readings you'd like for me to do, just comment them.